Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Tiger Eye Talk. I want to send my apologies. My original guest was unavailable to make it today. However, I have a substitute guest, Peggy Lee Hanson, who I'm super excited to talk to today and let everyone get to know. So I'm going to introduce Peggy, and then she's going to further tell about herself and what she does. So Peggy is an award-winning and multi-time international bestseller, publisher, and speaker. Um, your divinely sent book whisperer. She is a book writing and publishing expert. She shows individuals how to easily, effortlessly, and efficiently write a book using templates and guides. With 30 plus years of experience, certifications in business, ghostwriting, and coaching, and her commitment to leadership, Peggy Lee has guided hundreds of both hesitant and experienced writers. These writers have fulfilled the dream, the nudges of sharing their expertise through penning a book. Peggy Lee encourages her audience to share their brilliance, message, or story because someone is waiting to hear what you have to say. So don't make them wait any longer. I think that might have been speaking to me, Peggy, after the conversation we just had. But please help me welcome Peggy Lee Hanson. Thank you so much, Peggy, for being here with me and on such short notice.
You are so welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit more about your experiences and how you help others.
Well, it's either publishing through doing your own book, as you've talked about, and or through a compilation series, anthology series, a collaborative series that I have. It's called Courage Under Siege. And volume 7 is going to be coming out next Tuesday. So
Nice.
watch for that because I'm going to be putting out a link to ask for help to become a bestseller again on Amazon and possibly go bestseller internationally also on Amazon.
That would be awesome. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So, what is something people seem to misunderstand about what you do?
Um, they really don't know what I do. When if I get into groups, for memberships that I belong to, and there's so many other women involved, and they know that I'm a writer. But they don't realize that I take I help them take their words to get them published on their own. So I guess I have to do a better job at you know, telling everybody that I'm a publisher. I'm not a traditional publisher. I do not pay you you um, an incentive to work with me. You pay me a set fee, and I publish your book. And one reason that is a good thing is that people want all the rights, all the copyrights, everything to belong to them. I have absolutely no problem with that. In fact, that's how I would rather operate. I publish for a fee, you get everything, you get the images if you have images, you get everything that I create in your name.
That's
And I
awesome.
don't, yeah, I don't keep anything. The only thing that I have in my contract is that I may use you for uh, uh, advertising purposes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Did they give you permission to do that?
Oh yes.
Oh, awesome, awesome. That's awesome. So, what is the best compliment you have ever received from someone you work with? I'm sure you have gotten many.
I think that the best compliment anyone could ever receive is that you will be my publisher for lifetime.
Nice. Very
So
nice. That's a very good one, too.
yeah.
Um, So, what's the number one takeaway that your customers may experience by working with you?
The number one takeaway would be that it depends on if they're writing the compilation series or, their regular book, their own book. Um, for the compilation series, is that they didn't realize how easy writing a chapter could be, because in with my series, I give them, my writers, a template to use, and
Nice.
it's a template. It includes my 5 elements to robust writing, and each each one has a set number of words, and there's a description to go with that, so that they know what they need to write. And some of them are just like, I give them 30 days to write the chapter. Everybody can do this, but there's just some people that they just dig in their heels and they just say, I don't know how I can do this. I'm not a writer. How can I write this? And I just said, just take it easy, take some breaths, and you can do this. And lo and behold, after the 30 days is up, they said, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that. This is my story that I wrote. And I think that's one of the things that makes it easy for uh, people to come into the compilation book.
Awesome.
That I make it really easy for them to say yes.
Nice.
For the other authors, again, it's the process that they find really easy. Um, so they write the words. They will have a manuscript ready. For the most part, most of them have the manuscript ready. Some do not, and we write it together. And they find that the process is easy, that once they get through the writing, that I basically take it and do the editing and the formatting of the book and getting it all ready and nice and pretty, for publishing.
Awesome.
And then after writing, they don't have to do anything. So they're all good. Of course, they'll have to proofread it, to make sure that everything is there. But yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you find that some of your clients do better writing when they actually schedule a time of day to write?
I would say yes. It's because they are more focused, and
Right.
they know that this time will be set aside to get to have their focus to do so. Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, what's the most important lesson you've learned over your career as an entrepreneur?
Oh.
I know you've been an entrepreneur for a while. We chatted about that before we got on. So, there's probably many
Uh,
lessons that you have learned over your time span.
boy, the biggest lesson. Um, be sure of the project that you want to take on, and that um, you're willing to do. Boy, how can I do this? Um, I took on a project once where I thought that, the project was really interesting to me, and I will take on those projects. But not realizing how focused and detail oriented, more than me. I found someone that's more detail oriented
Oh,
than me.
wow.
She was really specific in her delivery and presentation, and uh, so it was a little bit hard to work with. So I just kind of watch out for those people now and, politely say thanks, but no thanks.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So what time of day do you get your best work done?
Morning.
Mornings. Your morning
In the
person.
morning. Yeah. I work from about 9 to 3. And so I usually have like 30-hour work weeks. But by 3 o'clock, I'm just kind of
You're done.
spent. I'm done.
You're done for the day.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So, what's your favorite productivity hack for entrepreneurs?
Ooh.
I'm sure you have a good one.
I do have a good one. It is called the Pomodoro technique.
Okay.
And what that is, it's a technique where you set a timer for 15 minutes, and then you do something. Okay, let's say you write for 15 minutes,
Okay.
and then you set the timer again for 15 minutes, and you go do something else for 15 minutes. And then you come back and write for 15 more minutes. And you set like for, let's say you do a 2-hour stint that way.
Okay.
And it's because of your brain can handle the 15-minute sprints, and it helps too to take breaks.
Yes.
You can set it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, each time. So whatever. So I found out I could do laundry with 20-minute sprints.
There you go.
And it didn't take me very long at all. Once I put in, it doesn't take very long. So the Pomodoro came from a young gentleman who lived in Italy, and he was in graduate school, and it was time to write his thesis. It was on a Sunday night that he realized that he needed to get his thesis done by Friday.
Oh, wow.
So he started panicking, and he didn't know how he was going to get this done. So he took the closest thing that he could find for a timer, which was his clock, his timer, his kitchen timer, which was shaped as a tomato at that time.
Awesome.
And so tomato in Italian is pomodoro. So that's how the technique was timed or called. So what he did, he would set his timer for like 30 minutes or so, and he would sit down and write for 30 minutes, and then he would take a 30-minute break or a 15-minute break, and then he'd come back to writing for 30 minutes and take another 15-minute break, or however however he felt the time that he needed to set the timer for.
Right. That's awesome.
And so by Friday, he was able to complete and turn his thesis in on time.
Nice.
So, and that got around the world, and it's called the Pomodoro technique.
That's a good story behind it of how it actually came up to be that name. Yeah.
Yeah. So really that's cool. My piece of advice for productivity. Absolutely.
And that's a very good
I've
piece
done
of advice
that.
for sure. And I mean, any entrepreneur could take that on, whether they're actually writing a book or whether they're doing some other type of service or whatever it is they do, because we all don't need to sit in front of a computer all day long. Yeah. We need to take breaks and walk away for X amount of time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a very good tip for sure. So how does your family describe what you do? I know you've been doing this a long time.
Well, my family knows that I publish books. My grandkids, on the other hand, they grew up with me as being the publisher. And we recently moved kind of back home to Wisconsin, where our 6-year-old granddaughter says, "Are you working on a book? Can I see the book that you're working on?" And I said, "Well, you can't really see the book that I'm working on because I don't really have it together, again or yet." And she said, "Oh, okay." So I'll be sure to show her next week, my book that I've been working on. But the grand boys out in Pennsylvania, we lived in New York, so it was just a short drive of 3.5 hours to get to them. They grew up with that, and when I would have to go upstairs, to the bedroom to do like podcast shows or Zoom calls, they would be downstairs, and they were perfectly well-behaved kids.
Nice.
And so for an hour, I could get by with that. And and I knew that they would be okay. But I said, if they had a problem, they could come upstairs, and interrupt me. And but they never did. And so, it's great. They know that I publish books or do something with books anyway.
There you go. They know you're all about some books. That's good. Very good. So how can others find you if they were interested in possibly, talking about possibly doing a book, or they want you to help them publish a book? Where can they find you?
Well, they can schedule a call. They can go to the link bookwithpeggylee.com and schedule a call right there. Or you can go to peggyleehanson.com and find out a little bit more about myself. And also there you can get a free download of my free chapter writing guide. Also, nice. And you can also go to Free Chapter Writing Guide and just get the guide itself. And again, that's my 5 elements to robust writing. And so I give the elements and how many word count for each item on the list. And so then you can find more about me from there.
Awesome. Do you have a pet peeve? What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, pet peeve. One is not coming up to mind.
Then you don't have any pet peeves. That's awesome.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm blocking it.
There you go. There you go.
I'm probably blocking it, not saying it. I don't know. Well, lately it's been, come to think of it, on TV shows where they have coffee cups, and they now once you hear about this, it's going to be hard not to notice it.
Okay.
You'll probably slap me on my wrist for it. But when when you have a cup full of water or a cup full of anything, you handle it differently than you do an empty cup.
Right.
And they have the cup that they just got filled, supposedly with hot coffee, and they're flailing it all around. They're doing this and that, and then they drink it, and then they don't swallow. So that's my pet peeve.
That's a good one. That is a good one. And yes, I will probably take notice.
Has nothing to do with writing or my job or anything else.
No worries. So what's one thing your business or successful venture did that you did not expect? Like when you first started out as an entrepreneur. Did you expect or plan to go in the direction that you have went?
Well, to begin with, I had the book publishing business,
right?
But on the second hand, I was a dream coach under Marsha Weeder. I was one of her original dream coaches. And so I knew that I wanted to be a coach because I was good at listening and in figuring out for other people, what they needed to do or what they could do. And I had a hard time deciding, which one to go with, because when the coaching came in and, I got a client for the coaching,
right,
then publishing a book would come in. So I had to figure out how to do both together. And I had one marketing manager tell me, just decide which one you're going to be, because you can't be both. I'm thinking, why can't I be both? And so then I figured out that I can be both, because I can still coach for people who want to write a book, but also be the supportive system that they need for the more intricate details of their life that's going on right now. I can be that supportive to them. So I can do both, and I do both.
Awesome. That's an amazing story, for sure. Well, Peggy, I want to thank you for being our guest today. This was an amazing conversation. I actually learned a lot. So anyone out there that's thinking of writing a book, just do it. Including
just do it.
I'm talking to myself too. Just do it and reach out to Peggy, because I'm sure she has some pointers she can give you. You can get her free things off her website to help you through that process. You can hire her to coach you through the process as well. And then, of course, to publish your book, which is awesome. So thank you so much, Peggy. Any last words you'd like to share?
No, I don't. Just do it. Just and don't wait for someone to hear what you have to say, because somebody out there is waiting for your words of wisdom and expertise. They need it so badly.
Yes, absolutely. Again, thank you so much for being here. If you are viewing our Tiger Eye Talk on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, so you'll be notified every time we go live. Until next month, we will see you again soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.